just turn the camera around. Okay, I thought you might just enjoy seeing these from the Inspired by Tulips session. So this was the first one we made. So this was one of several projects really that we came up with during that 3 months. So this was the first piece I made using some screen printed fabrics that we did, and making, this is going to be a big hanging, but actually I'm going to mount it on a big canvas. So this is all fabric, this was all screen printed, really simple design. Then the next thing that we made were these. So this was still using the same fabric, so I was sort of cutting down each time. So I got those big pieces out first. Then I've made a collection of smaller panels. I've got 4 of these. These are 16, no, they're 20 by 10, or are they 16 by 8? Anyway, I think they're 16 by 8. Actually, I've got 5 of them, 5 16 by 8s, and I think what I'm going to do with these is actually stitch them, but then I'm going to cut them into 8 by 8s and mount those on canvas for a sort of installation of lots of pieces. Then coming down again, I use the pieces I've got left to make these squares. So this was kind of a bit of sort of very spontaneous putting together of pieces here, but I have managed to find and work it out so that I've got roughly the same pattern on each one, and I'm not certain what I'll do with these yet. I'm kind of tempted to cut them across here and here to get myself some different shaped pieces in and repiece them, but I'm not certain yet. But there's 4 of those waiting to be done, and they are about 12 by 12. So I could get 16 6 by 6 inches out of these if I get them into patterns that I think would divide like that. And I'm liking the idea of these being split into sort of colour splashes. I think that looked really nice. And then this was using up what was left, scrap pieces. You can see I didn't have very much blue left at this stage. That was the smallest piece. Very little of the black and orange, more of the oranges and the greens, but I had enough to make this, which isn't something that I would leave standing as it is. It's not just, what I might do is actually just iron it down, but I think this could look interesting. I'm sort of tempted to cut this into strips. So if you imagine a strip across it, like say that, I think that's interesting, and perhaps repiecing that, or maybe I could just cut it into straight strips like this and repiece these pieces together. I'm not sure, but I basically put everything on one cloth so it's there and held, and used as much as I possibly could of the rest of the fabric. And then I was left with these. And this is absolutely all that's left of the fabric that I had. It's just the little trimmings off the edges. And I was going to throw them in the bin this morning, and then I thought, nah, let's go for it. Let's see what we can do with those. So I've just got a little bit of felt here. Those pieces are all already backed with heat and bond. So I'm going to pop these down. So I just need to take the backing off. And I'm just going to do these really very spontaneously to see what I can get. I'm thinking of just stripping them up. So there's a piece there. And then I'm just going to trim that. And whether I'll have enough to be able to keep alternating colours, I don't know. But I have at the moment, so I can put a green in there. So that's going to look nice. So this really, if any of you watched my spectacular using up the paint on the paint rollers exercise, this is kind of a fabric version. This is use up every last tiny bit of fabric I've got and then see where those will take me. And really at the moment that's pretty relevant, isn't it? Because I think we're all feeling the pinch and all feeling concerned. Plus we're very aware of waste now, and rightly so. So doing something like this where I'm going to use every last little bit I own, I think it's pretty cool actually. Oh, that's already got its back off. Yeah, let's have this way so that the yellow's down here. Yeah, that's cool. So I don't expect this to be massively interesting on its own. It's still got its paper on. I looked at one tiny end hasn't and the rest has, because I'm just going with what I've got, but I'll be able to use this. I will definitely be able to use it. You know, you can use anything, even if I chop this up and make it into fabric beads or something, or stitch it and make a book cover, or chop it up and repiece it. It's one of the things I love to do with machine embroidery, is to make substrates, cut, join them back together and make different pieces. I'm trying to eke out my different bits, which are few and far between. But let's see how far we can get before we run out of them, shall we? So that's only a little one. Little piece of green. And I can keep putting, I'm loving these frayed edges, but obviously I'm not going to get them all. But I'm going to put that one there so that I've got two frayed edges together, because I like that. It looks nice. So you can see, I've already got an inch. I've already got an inch of fabric here. I mean, how rewarding is that? Is there anything little I can put up there? We'll come back to that. Oh, well, that's little. Oh, no, that's actually quite long. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I've got a lot of this, not so much of this really bright one. I've got more of this rather gentle one. Which way do I want the yellow? Let's have the yellow at the bottom this time, shall we? Just move that around. And actually I've made whole, not with strips as tiny as this, but I've made whole projects and whole pieces of work out of constructed stripped fabrics like this, and they look fabulous. So I just thought this would be quite interesting for you to see, and obviously it's a little promo for the Inspired By courses, because we do some really interesting things. I mean, this was inspired by Tulips. It ran for 3 months. The fabrics, the screen printed fabrics, were 1 week of making materials, and the other week, I can't remember what we did actually. Oh, we stenciled. We stenciled materials in the other week. So we did lots of different things, and I've still got other materials to use, the stenciled ones. And I've got some really nice prints as well on paper that I want to frame up. So I got a lot out of a 3-month Inspired By. And the next one we're going to do is Matisse, which is going to be, well, it just is. We're going to focus on the cutouts because Matisse did so many different types of work. I think we need to cut that down a bit to give ourselves a chance. So we're doing the cutouts for 3 months, and that again is just going to be a glorious subject. You know, I'm sort of thinking all those wonderful positive and negative shapes, but you know, something like this, if I had fabric left, you know, I could cut Matisse shapes out of this, couldn't I? I could cut some of those gorgeous wiggly woggly things out of stripped fabric and make something gorgeous out of that. I think it's more about ideas and imagination, and you'll get loads of ideas on these courses. Don't anticipate that anybody other than me will probably do everything, but hopefully there is something that would interest everybody. That's my aim, is to do a good variety. Look, I think we're on 2 inches here. I know I've got a couple of gaps, but I think we're on 2 inches. Hi, Milo. It's Milo. He comes and joins in all, well, no, he doesn't actually join in all workshops. Dylan does. Dylan is under there and was under there as I turned the camera off. So let's just wallop along here. You can see I'm going every other with an orangey one because I've got so much orange. That's okay, so I'll just stick that there. I like orange. And I may well have to, I could do some areas. Actually, let's do that. Let's do a fatter orange area. You know, I could have done all the orange together and then I would have had some multicoloured orange pieces. Sorry, my brain's gone off on how exciting it would be to do Matisse type cutouts from constructed materials now. So I think that will be coming up. So the format of the Inspired By courses is that in the first month, we look at inspiration. So we look through imagery and designs for what inspires us with that particular subject. So let's put a fatter orange piece in there, shall we, just for interest. For what interests us and what inspires us. So we do that for the first month. And then for the second month, we look at making materials. And then the third month, we look at what we're going to do with them. Let's have one more piece. I'm going to end up with too much green and blue now. No, it doesn't matter. Right, here we go. Let's have another orange piece here, just because I can, and it is rather a different orange, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Love it. Love it. Which bit? Ooh, don't feel as though I want to kind of waste that absolutely glorious bright orange bit down here. So I've got a collection of different oranges on here. I've got, what have I got? I've got vibrant, bright, brilliant orange, whatever I call it. And then I've got, let's stick that little bit in there. I've got burnt orange, coral sand, and I've obviously got golden on here. Got some golden colour, and that'll be gold. No, probably old gold paint, knowing me. Can't exactly remember. And some lemon yellow, I would say, as well. And some red. And that's given these gorgeous, vibrant colours. And then the greens and the blues. But I wanted with tulips to me, what they suggested so strongly was this really vibrant over-the-topness that they have. And I think my fabrics have definitely got the vibrant over-the-topness. Now that one doesn't seem to want to stick down this either because it's still got its paper on. It's only a tiny bit. There we go. That's looking really nice now, isn't it? You see? You think you would just throw those in the bin and look what you can get. A real little bit of gorgeousness like that. Let's have another one. Actually, there's a really, here's one of these nice orange and black strips. I love these. So let's put that in there. Really liked these orange and blacks. This was a big piece of fabric. Well, they weren't huge, these bits of fabric. I would say each of them was about, a couple were probably slightly bigger. A couple were about a fat quarter and a couple were probably about a fat third. Just on cotton. And they're beautiful. Right, should we have another precious, precious bit of blue in here? Look, got one here. Nice bit. Let's have that in there. Gorgeous. Yeah, let's just pull it in off the edge. Something about sort of using every last scrap that's making me feel very happy. Nothing into landfill. I mean, I've definitely got enough here now, if I wanted to make a little needle case, or a little book cover, diary cover, sketchbook cover. You know, that would be very, very pretty, just as it stands. It's I'm quite pleased with myself actually, but then I spend a lot of my time being quite pleased with myself. I actively try to feel quite pleased with myself. Right, that one's got no backing on. I would say we're over halfway now. So we're not going to get the whole of this piece of felt, but I might get this to a near square, which I think is pretty impressive. And oh yeah, I'm going to have to do more oranges together. I've got how many? I've got a green, a blue, 1, 2, 3, and some little bits, 3, and about 6 of these. Okay. Well, we'll put bright orange together with, that's a rather excessively large piece of heat and bond there. Shall we have, well, it's just the adhesive that I'm using. Similar to Bondaweb, but I prefer heat and bond. I just find it works better. So we'll just stick that down there. So if you like creating things and like the idea of working with an inspiration, I think you would enjoy these workshops. They're only £20 a month, so they're good value. You get at least 2 videos and each one is about 2 hours long, which obviously you don't have to watch in one go. So you're going to get at least 4 hours of videos. Usually there's a bit of extra going on, because I think of something, another option or another idea, and decide I need to show it to you. Now it's up to you whether you pick up on those or not. You certainly don't have to. If you're sort of running out of time and getting panicky, just don't. But the option's there. And we have a private group on Facebook where you can come and chat to other people and share your inspiration, and it's a good active group. is the Inspired by one, or it has been for this one. It'll be a new group for Matisse. And which means that the Tulip group can just stay up for those that have been in that, because a few aren't coming on to Matisse this time. They're busy, so that keeps access. So each new subject, we will start a new group, and basically it will stay up for at least a year after we've finished, so you can come back to it at any time you like. So I think it's pretty good value. Put that one. Which way? Oh, suddenly I feel like fussing. Let's stop fussing. Once you find yourself fussing, just basically get out of your own way and carry on. Stop fussing. With something like this, really, there isn't much thinking needs doing. Just get it walloped down. Get it walloped down. This is going very nicely. And giving me a great deal of satisfaction. And I love it. I'm going to have as much material to use for you know, constructive material as I had initial material, because I'm not going to have wasted any of it. I don't think I am. I suppose I might end up with a scrap like this, which has no home, but we'll see. Pretty hopeful that I'm not going to. We shall see. Couldn't resist doing this. I'm meant to be recording a completely different workshop at the moment. Should be recording still life flowers and pots, and will be doing when I've done this, but I just saw it on the table when I was clearing up, and as I say, thought, oh, I'll just get this in the bin, and thought, will I? I mean, am I really going to throw those away? Look at all those little hairy edges. So cute. Lovely. So this would be lovely for a plique piece like this. You know, as I say, cutting out. I mean, I could cut out a really bold tulip pattern out of that. It would be this will be lovely for a plique bits like this. Right, that's a bit with a bit of orange on. Oh, we're not doing bad. We're not doing bad, chaps, at all. Right, that's a black and orange piece. Will I get to a square? It's going to be touch and go, but I reckon I might. I just reckon I might. So let's get that in there. Whoops! Its end's fallen off. A nasty business when that happens. Nasty business. Okay. And so I'll need a little end for there, but I'm going to come back to all those little bits. Let's get another of those down, another of these. Fairly soon I should probably start thinking about filling in some of these pieces, but have I got any more full lengths? I haven't, you know, I'm all down. Oh yes, I have got this one. Has this still got the glue on? I think so. Yep, we've got a full length bright red one, which I'll put in there. That's lovely. Whoops! I'm going to say, I don't think this end has any glue on. Oh, is it? Well, no, I don't think it does. I think it's come off. But that's what you have glue sticks for, isn't it? It's for where your adhesive's fallen off. And this will be absolutely fine. Just a little bit of prick stick isn't going to do any harm to anything. Perfectly stitchable through. Okay. Perfectly stitchable through, but I don't seem to have actually got it on the felt. Felt's very absorbent, so it always takes a bit of effort to get it to stick down, to get glue to work on it. That's it. There we go. There we go. I'll now stick that to my iron probably. So what have we got left? Ah, all the backing's staying on there. That's why I'm having problems with it. Okay, I've got another little piece of this, which is a full length. So maybe we should keep that for an end piece. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Got this piece. Which, you know, to be fair, isn't even 1/8 of an inch, I wouldn't say, but it's pretty, isn't it? So we'll have that. We'll have that in there. You know, that could be a crucial little bit of detail and pattern. Yeah, I've done this with packs of Steph Francis Sari Silk and made, can't show you one because they've actually all sold, but some really nice pieces of work using stripped up sari silk onto heat and bond, which is then cut to make backgrounds and applique. Right, I've got a big piece of blue there. I think, given our lack of blue, we should have that in. Just seeing another whole piece sitting around. Oh no, it's a partial. It's a partial. Right, I've got all the bits on here. Let's get rid of all the white background so I can see what we've got. Still a little bit there, isn't there? Still a little bit. It's going to take longer than I thought, isn't it? I was thinking quick 10 minutes on for this, but twas ever thus. You can fast forward to the end if you want to see what happens. Oh, let's get the backing off. Yeah, I like that in there. Well, that's cool. And I've got a fat piece of green here, so why don't we put that there? Oh, it's actually a bit bigger than the well. I think we put that there, and I think I want to put, I'll do a bit of fussy picking around. I want to put the blue over the top. That's what I want to do. I bet I haven't taken, oh, I have taken the backing off the green. Good. Right, what have we got now? Could stick that down there, couldn't we? It's a nice little hairy piece. Stick that in like that. I don't think I'm quite going to get a square. Boo! Boo boo. I'd be very impressed if I could get, I think this would be about 7 or 8 inches. A 7 or 8 inch square. That would have been a bit awesome. Right, let's put a piece in there. I'm going to start joining them up now to make sure I get coverage. So we'll put that there with more of this here. That's not sticking, it's just a frayed bit at the end. Okay, I've got some more of this here, so that can go there, fill that bit. It's lovely as heat and bond. Just, it makes construction so beautifully easy. I actually think that might be full length. We need a little piece for in there. Oh, is that long enough? No, not quite. Feel as if there must be a bit that's just the right length. Oh, and there is. Yes, there is. It's always interesting when doing something like this because although you're just putting in random bits, it always looks nice. It just looks nice. You know, it doesn't look as, you know, you would think this could look a bit of a car crash, but it definitely doesn't. It looks beautiful. That's another nice strip, as is that. Now, we need a piece down here. This is blue. We could actually use that. We'll have that little bit off. I don't know if I'll be able to use that little bit of blue, and if it was a different colour, I'd just put it over the top, but, you know, I've got so little blue, I think let's hang on to them. Right, that's, oh no, there's another piece there wants filling. Look, let's do that. That looks about the right size. Cool, put that in. Wonder if I can come in under half an hour. Hope so. I hope so. I'm making new aims in life to try and be more time efficient with my videos. Not easy. There's a fatty. That is a fatty. Am I ever going to get that in anywhere? Or do I cut it into 2 thinners? I think what we'll do with that is I think we'll cut it because I just don't think I've got anything that's really going to work putting that on the end of there. I'm just checking I've filled in all my gaps, and I have. So we'll have that up there, and then we've got the other bit to go on top. I'm nearly square, aren't I? I'm so nearly. And this piece. I can totally get why, you know, in the war and things, people loved the, you know, the inventiveness of having to use what you've got. You know, I almost think about starting a group where we just, you know, it's the called you use what you've got group. Look, I've just found a bit green here. Another one, really useful, but too fat. But I'm sure we could do something down here with that. Let's get it down there. It's so joyous. It's something from nothing, isn't it? It's something from nothing. And whatever I make from this, I will always look at and think, yeah, that was something from absolutely nothing, that. And it'll make me very happy. This, I think I'm going to go down here. Let's put a bit of orange in there. Look, let's make this a bit different. Now I wish I'd done the whole thing in little tiny bits like this. Maybe I don't, because we'd have been here even longer. Not that that bothers me. Lovely. And we need a piece here. What's this? Oh, not quite long enough. Oh, so close though, isn't it? So close. And actually, ooh, no, I think that's pushing it a bit. Okay, so we'll hang on a minute. We'll use, that's a good width. We'll use a piece of that. And, right. What have I got? I've got this, that's full length. I said I'd keep that till the end. I think that's quite, mind you, so's that. That's straight. So I will get this one down now. I think this is the one that's only got partial bits of glue on. So let's get it down and see where it goes. Oh, this is so close to a square. I think I'm longer than a square now, actually. I think I've gone past. Woo! Okay, I've got a few bits on my iron. We'll just get those off. My iron is really more of a heat tool than an ironing implement. You know, I just use it for bonding down heat adhesives. I don't, yeah, that hasn't stuck. There's no glue there. Let's get out Mr. Pritt Stick again. Somewhere I have got a fabric glue stick, but you know, I've discovered there's not much difference between it and a good old Pritt Stick, really. Not really. They both work. And neither gung up my sewing machine or my needles, which I know is what you'll all be wondering. Right, we've got a nice piece here of black and orange. We'll get that on. Come on, off you come. Let's put that on there. See, I love that black. I really like that line of black in there. I think that's lovely. It looks gorgeous. Okay, and then that could go quite nicely with that line of blue, couldn't it? Because that's also quite dark. I knew it was going to break off there. Okay, fair enough. Right, I'm going to stick that. Has actually got some heat and bond on it. I'm going to stick that in there. It's a pretty relaxing thing to do this because there's zero sort of pressure. Fiona's mug she bought me for Inspired by Tulips. She arrived at Llanidloes with that. Llanidloes, sorry. Which was lovely. Right, I think time for a bit of green. Look, got a bit of green there. Nice fluffy edge. It's definitely gone over square. Yippee. And you could, if you wanted to, you could make a whole patchwork quilt like this. Just bonding pieces together. They look nice where there's different colours on the same strip. I'm liking that. I think that looks lovely. Let's put that up there. And I've got another strip here. That sort of colour fills in there nicely. I'm really pleased I've managed to get some quite decent contrast on here, bearing in mind that I felt as if I'd got all orange. Oh, look, I found that. Just found that sitting over there in the rubbish pile. And, oh, I say, hang on, great find, that. Whoa, get in, right. Super duper. Okay. Green next then, a greenie. Here we go. Green down here. That lovely pale green, which is vibrant lime dye. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? You know, it really works to kick up some brightness in here. Don't know that that's got any, oh, it has got heat and bond on. Oh, yes, it has. Oh, yes, it has. and it just fits to perfection in there. Well, thank you, God. Thank you very much. I appreciate that one. I've just seen we've got a gap in here. There's a little piece that could go in there. And I know exactly what could go on the end. Well, that piece, I have to say, I think fits. Not quite. What about my blue piece in there? Could cut that blue piece in half, or I could leave it whole. Let's cut it in half. We might need this. So this is less, I would say this is 3/4 of an inch by 1/2 an inch, going to 3/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch to fill in that gap. Not quite, I'll cut it too thin. Oh, hilaire. That's better. I'm working on white felt. It's a good quality felt. It's wool viscose, which gives me a really good solid foundation. Right, these are tiny bits. I've got a tiny bit of blue there, which, as it's blue, I don't want to miss out. And a tiny bit of green, which is going alongside the green, but that's okay. I think there'll be a chocolate biscuit in this for me if I can use every bit I've got in front of me here. There's a motivation. Or even better, I've got some of that, don't know if you've tried it, that Galaxy dark 70% chocolate Prima. Absolutely gorgeous if you're a dark chocolate lover. In fact, to be honest, just as long as you look, well, it's just beautiful. Right, I've got a little bit here. Got a little bit here, which is really barely more than just thread stuck together with heat and bond, but it's going to put a little splash of colour in there, so I'm up for it. That's cool. It's okay. I mean, in some ways this is getting ridiculous now, but I am a girl having flung that bit there. I think you can see I can't use it. Is just thread. That bit isn't. That can go down, getting me another millimetre. I mean, I just think I might as well use it rather than throw it. You know, it may get trimmed off in construction, but I might as well get it down. Might I not? Okay, that one's coming out to be just thread again. That, 8. Okay, I think I can get that down. I think I can get that down. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a good, inch by a 1/16 of an inch about. You can tell I've never come away from Imperial. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. And let's not get into a discussion about politics, but I've been Imperial for a long time. I just always have had to translate it. Right, okay, so we've got these bits left. I don't know that there's anything left quite as... Oh, well, that's pretty skinny. That end of that, isn't it? I think we could use that up there. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's cool. I think that looks good. Come on now. Come on. Come on, you little devil. That's gorge. Okay. Bit more of that, bit of that, and an orange piece to finish off. Okay, well, let's stick the green up here. You just wouldn't have thought out of that little pile. Well, maybe you would, but I didn't think out of that little pile I would be getting this amount of joy. So I've got bits of blue. There. Another bit of blue. And a bit of orange. Thin. and it actually overlaps. Hi, darling.
Bye, Angel. See you later.
I'll see you later. Have a good day. Okay, I've got an orange strip to finish that. Just going to put a stronger end on. I'm just going to check I've not got any little treasures sitting around here. I wish I had, because I've got these bits and oh wow, hang on, I found a bit of treasure here. I've only gone and found, so let's cut all of these into thin pieces, and you know, we might get another line, because I was thinking there's nothing much to do with these, but I think there is. It's just the dog, take no notice. We take no notice of him. Nearly all the time we take no notice of him. Right, let's get these down. Okay, so let's start with we might as well start with green down here where it's orange. Gets a bit of a contrast there, and then let's have another bit of green where it's orange. Milo, come here and be a good boy. No, I'm being like Prince Louis. You've got to talk to me nicely like Princess Kate does. I don't think so. I'm no Princess Kate, Milo. Get used to it. Right, a little bit of orange in there. That's going to look nice. And some more. So we'll just build up a little line here of orange. And some more. And some more. I'm not quite going to get to the top, am I? Well, we shall see. Oh, I might do, you know, I still might look green. I've forgotten the bits of green. Oh, I am going to. Oh, yes, I am getting. Is that upside down now? No. Actually, that's better. Milo! Dylan, don't you join in. There's no need. The boss is just being a twit. Was Milo being a nuisance? Yes. Yes, he is. Is he being a naughty boy? Yes. A bit of orange. Oh, he's so full of it, is our Milo. All the time. Just always full of it. Right, okay, that's cool. Ooh. Okay, I've got that little tiny bit of blue. And you know, there's an end there that I think we could neaten up. So let's do that like that. And this piece, do apologise. I'd like to say this doesn't usually happen, but actually it pretty often does. Now, if we've got any more bits of bounty around that need using up, anything else, anything on the floor, no, crikey, I look on the floor and I find two bits of blue. Now, as I say, if they weren't blue, I wouldn't worry so much, but oh, and a bit of green. Crikey Moses. Oh, come on, out the way. And what's on these? Uh-oh. I kind of hope that has nothing on it. It hasn't. Right, okay, we found a few more bits. That's okay. That's okay. Right, what we will do, I'm not going to go any further across now. I'm going to use this piece of blue. Well, I don't know, because, you know, I do love that. I'm going to have to use that. That has to go on, really, doesn't it? That has to go on. Okay, that goes on with some greens up at the top. And I have actually got, look, I've got a bit of blue here. It's going to bring a whole new meaning to scrap baskets, this. Because if you're keeping bits this small, you're not really throwing anything away, are you? Let's get that off its backing. See, that was a bonus, finding a bit of blue there, wasn't it? That was. So don't forget to look at the floor. Don't forget to examine the floor and things like under your cutting mat and all sorts of other places where there could be bits of treasure hiding like that. We'll have that. Milo, it's just Anthony getting some water. I don't like the cut of his jib. I don't think many people would like the cut of his jib. Sure, everybody here would love the cut of his jib. So my plan of having a whole strip on the ends fallen to pieces, hasn't it? Because that's not what I've done. We'll put that green there. Not quite big enough, but I think if we do that, and then we've got this down here. We've got this. We put a strip of this on up there, like that, just to cover that end. And then I think, because this really won't do a whole strip, and I think I have rummaged every last bit of stuff. Oh heck! Oh no, I haven't. Oh no, I have not. That has to be it. That has to be it, honestly. But that means if we use that and that, we can get. I'm not trying to be annoying, you know. I don't need to try to be annoying. And I'm definitely well over making a square now, aren't I? Well on. Can't believe every time I really do think that's it, I find another bit. I might have to stop looking, otherwise I'm never going to get finished. Now I haven't cut that very sensibly because I haven't cut it big enough, because that was a wide strip. Okay, let's hope this will get me to the bottom or near enough. That's actually a good piece to end on, isn't it? Because it's a quite nice wide stable one. As is that one. Oh, excuse me. Itchy nose. And then I put that stupid bit there where I've cut this too short, but I think what I'll do is I'll just stick that across there. Oh, that sorts that out. And then I've got this little bit. If there's anywhere else, get down, you groovy cat. I want you there. I want you there. That's it. Anywhere else where you can see a bit here where I've maybe cut it a little bit short, so I'm just going to stick that. Oh, actually, even better, there's a piece there where the bit's frayed and hasn't really got much substance, so let's stick that down there. So I'm totally happy with that. Right, so that is, let's measure what I've got. Now this may seem insignificant, but I have got 10 3/4 inches by 8.5 inches. That is not bad. That's nearly the size. It's nearly an A4 piece of fabric, isn't it? And what I will probably do with this is, my guess is I'm going to cut this in half, turn it so that I'll show you. I'll give you a quick show because I just need to try this. I won't do the whole thing because it's going to need trimming, but I can cut this in half. It doesn't have to be directly in half, actually. It could be, let's do it in a third. Roughly. Let's get a straight edge. Start with that. So I'm going to cut a straight edge. So yes, I am, these little bits are going to go in the bin. But we're just going to have to deal with that. Look how beautiful that looks. Gorgeous, hey? Gorgeous. A genuine strippy quilt. Really, isn't it? It's the real thing. Right, that looks about straight to me, so I wasn't really that straight on. That's it. Top and bottom. And that's brilliant, isn't it? You know, I don't always say it myself, it just is. It just is. That is a fabulous use of waste material that was going to go in the bin. So I'm going to cut this. I mean, there's loads of things I could do here. I could cut this. Let's cut a strip off first and see how that looks. Little strip, big strip. Oh, make it up strip. that sort of size of strip. Because what I think would be fun, of course, is to do this. And I will then triple stitch these together to rejoin this. And yes, that is fun. So let's do another one, slightly different size. Oh, nice. And you see that little strip that I stuck in to cover an end? That's now included in the composition. It looks really nice. And I think I'm going to cut another sort of, I don't want this in half, I want everything a bit irregular, so I'm going to go for there. There looks good to me. So I can now stitch those together with a triple stitch over those edges, so butt them up, triple stitch them together. If you don't know how to do that, you could just back these. It's only very thin, this is only on some fine felt. Back this with heat and bond and put it onto another substrate, a piece of cotton, to hold it all together. And that's going to give me a really lovely thing. Or I could use these strips as they are, as edgings, as bindings, as anything I want to really. So I'm very, very happy with that. So that's my tiny scraps. That was my next level of scraps on here. So this was the next tiniest scraps. That one's chopping up. These were the next size of pieces I had left over, and as I say, I think I'm going to cut and rejoin these as well for some more. Fancy trying to get 16 times 6 by 6 out of those. These ones have been trimmed. These are the 18 by, no, these are the 16 by 8s, and these are almost certainly going to get cut into 8 by 8 panels, although, you know, I'm still considering putting them in one great big long panel. Haven't quite decided yet. I will when I get to the sewing machine. And then this one is the biggest one. This is what I started with, the biggest areas of these fabrics. You can see what they look like here. They were all screen printed like this with this big, very simple screen printing using a really simple tulip mask on the screen, and that's my biggest one. So I hope that was interesting. If you would like to do that sort of thing, work on a theme, work through with what we can do with it. It isn't all fabric, some is paper, mixed media. As I say, the next subject is inspired by the Matisse cutouts, which is going to be fantastic. And that starts at the beginning of July. So it'd be lovely to see you there. Take care. Bye now. Bye. Okay, I can't see finished. There it is. Bye.